In 2022, Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her Platinum Jubilee, the 70th anniversary of her accession to the throne. And over her reign, the Queen has witnessed massive cultural, social, and political changes, as well as she has traveled extensively throughout the world. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FTD Facts episode. My name is Leroy Kenton, and for this episode, I'm going to be exploring some surprising and interesting facts about Queen Elizabeth II. May she rest in peace. Now, at number 10, the question is, who is next in line? That's a question that everybody is asking, especially at the time of recording this episode. The passing of Queen Elizabeth II at the age of 96 means that her eldest son, Charles, Prince of Wales, is the new British king. She passed away at Balmoral Castle, which was her summer residence in Scotland. And prior to her Platinum Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth, she expressed her sincere wish that Charles's wife Camilla be known as Queen Consort when Charles ascended to the throne. This tied up some loose ends that existed ever since Charles's divorce from Princess Diana back in the day. And because she is not a member of the royal family by blood, Camilla has no claim to the throne at all and will not become queen if Charles either passes away or steps down. The next in line from there would be Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, who is the firstborn of Charles and Princess Diana. Now, at number 9, it's a very surprising fact. It's about an intruder that broke into her room. His name is Michael Fagan, and he's actually pretty popular now. I guess a lot of people know him, but he claims to have broken into Buckingham Palace on 2 occasions. The first time was on June 7th, 1982, after his wife had left him. And during the second break-in, which took place on July 9th, 1982, Fagan entered in a similar way, and he made his way toward Queen Elizabeth's bedroom. Fagan, he opened the curtain in her bedroom around 7:15 a.m. and the Queen woke up and pressed her night alarm bell, but unfortunately the night staff had gone off duty. But finally authorities arrived and they removed Fagan from the premises, and luckily he was out to kind of play a prank more so than to cause any harm, or else that would have ended very badly for the Queen. Now for fact number 8, did you know that Queen Elizabeth II was not born in a palace? Queen Elizabeth II was actually born on April 21st, 1962. Although she was the first child of the Duke and Duchess of York and the eldest granddaughter of King George V, she was not born in a palace. Instead, she was born at 17 Bruton Street in the Mayfair neighborhood in London, in a townhouse that belonged to her Scottish maternal grandparents. And this house was actually demolished back in the year 1937, and there is now an office building as well as a Chinese restaurant on the site where the house used to be. Also, did you know that the Queen made history in the British military? The future Queen Elizabeth II assumed an active role during the Second World War. In 1945, she joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service as a second subaltern and learned to drive and service vehicles. She became the first female member of the royal family to join the armed services as a full-time active member. Just one of the records that she broke during her lifetime. Now for number 6, she's devoted to public service. Back in the year 1947, the future Queen Elizabeth II participated in her first overseas tour, traveling to South Africa and what is now Zimbabwe. She traveled with her parents and her younger sister, Princess Margaret, and Princess Elizabeth, as she was titled at the time, celebrated her 21st birthday during the tour. In a radio broadcast from Cape Town, South Africa, she committed herself to a lifetime of public service devoted to the Commonwealth. And she stated this, and I quote, "I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong." And of course, her life was definitely a long one. 96 years old, many people don't even make it close to that age. At number 5, Queen Elizabeth II was actually homeschooled. And this was pretty common, like many other royals of her time as well as before her time. Elizabeth, she never went to a public school and was never exposed to other students. Instead, she was educated at home with her younger sister, Margaret. Her father taught her along with a senior teacher at Eton College, as well as several French and Belgian governesses who taught her French, and the Archbishop of Canterbury, he taught her religion. Elizabeth's schooling also included learning how to ride a horse, as well as swim and dance, and studying fine art and music. Now, for fact number 4, this is a pretty interesting one and also a little confusing. So, Queen Elizabeth II, she was born on April 21st, 1926, but it was sometimes confusing for the public to know when to celebrate her birthday. There was no actual anniversary that was fixed for her official birthday. It's either celebrated on the 1st, 2nd, or the 3rd Saturday in June and was decided by the government. Now, over in Australia, her birthday was celebrated on the 2nd Monday of June, and while in Canada, it was marked on a Monday either on or before May 21st, which is known as Queen Victoria's Day or Queen Victoria's birthday. Only the Queen herself and those closest to her celebrated her birthday on the actual birthday in private gatherings. I really don't know the reason behind all of that, but yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. In at the number 3 spot, there's 2,500 wedding gifts to talk about. Well, not literally, but let's take a look. After the engagement of Princess Elizabeth to Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten was announced on July 9, 1947, invited wedding guests and members of the public sent gifts to celebrate the occasion. Canadian Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King sent antique silverware and a mink coat as the official wedding gifts from Canada. Now, since food and clothing rationing was still in force in the United Kingdom after the Second World War, members of the public around the world sent canned food, which was then redistributed to people who needed it, as well as nylon stockings were sent. And yeah, a total of 2,500 different wedding gifts were sent. Queen Elizabeth II also had a very long marriage. Her husband, Prince Philip, as well as her, they enjoyed a stable relationship for 73 years, and it's a union that far outlasted the marriage of 3 of her 4 children, Charles, Anne, and Andrew. Elizabeth and Philip were married at Westminster Abbey in London on November 20th, 1947, and the Queen and Prince Philip were married until Philip's passing on April 9th, 2021. Their story begins all the way back in 1939 when Prince Philip of Greece, an 18-year-old naval cadet, was detailed to entertain the 13-year-old Elizabeth for a day. That was literally their first encounter together. Then several years later, Philip was invited to join the royal family at Windsor Castle at Christmas, and then he soon started making some inquiries about whether or not he would be an eligible suitor for her, and yeah, the rest is history. Now, ending off at number 1, the longest reigning British monarch. Elizabeth was the oldest and longest reigning monarch in British history. In September 2015, she surpassed her great-great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, who reigned for 63 years and 7 months. In 2016, Elizabeth then became the longest reigning monarch in the world with the death of King Bhumibol Adulyadej of Thailand. And in the year 2022, she became the 2nd longest reigning monarch in world history, behind the 17th century French king Louis XIV, who took the throne at the age of 4 years old. Apart from Elizabeth and Victoria, only 4 other monarchs in all of British history have reigned for 50 or more years. First one was George III at 59 years, then there was Henry III at 56 years, Edward III at 50 years, and James VI of Scotland at 58 years. So it looks like you can't have the first in your name, or you can't be the first, you have to be the 2nd, the 3rd, or the 4th if you want a really long reign as a British monarch. But there you have it, guys. This was a brief look at 10 surprising facts about Queen Elizabeth II. There's so much more that could be said about her, but we'll definitely end here. As always, I want to know your thoughts and comments down below. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Until next time, guys, stay awesome, stay educated, and I'll see you soon.